I'm going to show you how to create a survey. Now, I already made one video and I had such a huge error in it that I decided to start over. But to make it, first you make the questionnaire itself, and it's actually, I keep using the word survey, but really it's called a questionnaire in here. Add needs a name, senior exit survey. You can have a description. Timing is just when is it going to be available, an open and close date if you want. Response options, can they take it more than once? Full name or anonymous, usually you want these to be anonymous. Do you want them to be able to see other students' responses? Probably not, but again, that's up to you. Submission notifications, anybody who's in the site as an editor, if you put this on yes, would get an email when somebody responded. Do you want students to be able to save and come back and finish? Probably not, because they won't come back and finish. And then we can leave the rest of this exactly like it is. Content options, let's see what that is. Oh, right, we're just going to leave that like it is because this is a new questionnaire. All right, and then we save and return to course. We could also have done save and display, but I just want to show you this. This is the one that I made that I didn't like, so if you make one and it's awful and you need to get rid of it, like everything else in Moodle, that's how you delete. All right, here's the one that's okay. So I'm going to click on it. It says add questions. And almost all these question types are exactly what they sound like. This is checkbox, so it's a mark all that apply. Date, drop-down box, so that's a pick one, but it's got a drop-down box. Radio buttons is also a pick one, but it's just little buttons to click beside. Essay box is what it sounds like. That's kind of a long form open-ended, as opposed to text box, which is short form open-ended. Label is not a question, it's just a spot where you can put in some information like, you know, this is part 2, blah, 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 please respond about your professors, or whatever you want for that label. Numeric, they have to enter a number. Yes, no is like a true, false, just yes, no. The one that's the weirdest is the scaling one. I'm going to come here to this question mark, which is going to pop up something for us that gives us some specific information about each type of question in a questionnaire. Okay, so check boxes, how many responses, that's what it's going to end up looking like. You can just scroll through all these, date, essay box, numeric, radio button, you know, do you want it horizontal or vertical, that kind of stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff here. Now here's the thing that makes the rate one kind of weird. You could just have a single thing in there, do you like math? And then the thing here would be, I like math, and then you can set this as a scale of 1 to 5 if you'd like. So that one is going to end up looking a little bit different than the other types of questions. So we're going to work through just that one. So sometimes you want something, let me back up. All the questions have to have a question name, and that's because they're stored in a database. This doesn't really mean anything. I'm just going to give it Q1. Students don't see it, doesn't matter. So let's say I wanted a 1 out of 5 scale from least to most of whatever. We'll just leave that at normal. Question text is what do they see at the top. So let's say you only wanted them to rate a single thing. Your question would let them know what to do. So it'd be like, please rate your interest in, and then possible answers are, what are you wanting them to rate? So this could be one thing or it could be multiple things. So I'm going to put in 2 so you can see what I'm talking about. Your interest in a career in math could be 1, and maybe graduate school could be another. And then named degrees, that's like, you could either have a scale of 1 to 5 and just up here in the question text say on a scale of 1 to 5 with 1 least interested and 5 most interested, or you could actually put in a series of text here, not at all, a little, neutral, some, a lot, and save changes. And then I'm going to come over here to preview, which is how you can see how stuff looks. And it looks like it didn't really take my named responses, and I'm not quite sure why not, but so I would definitely suggest, I just submitted that, it's just for the fun of it. All right, so I would definitely suggest having instructions for scales if you use a scale. To get back into my questions, I click over here on questions, and if I wanted to continue to work on this question, I'd click on the little gear. All right. So I don't know, and that's even disappeared. I don't know why. Maybe it just didn't like them. So I'm just going to say, please rate your interest in the following on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the least level of interest. There. Now it'll make sense. So you can have quite a few things here if you want to, or as few as 1, depending on how you want that survey question to work out. This is a common question type in things like SurveyMonkey, which is why I wanted to show it to you in more detail. All right, and coming back here to questions again, if I want to add a new question, let's say I just wanted a small text box. I'll add that one. This will be Q2. How long do I want the text box to be? Let's say I want it to be 3 lines, and that's how much is visible at any time, and they can have a maximum of 5 lines, which is really, all you might need. And then it's, tell me about math, or whatever you want to do. Save. So now I've got 2 questions here, and now that I've got 2 questions, I can shift their position by clicking on this. I can move that to be up there. It's not a drag and drop, it's a click and then move to the new position. So click inside the box in the new place you want it to be. I could go back to its settings, I could delete it. And then the response is not required, but if I wanted to click that, I could turn it into a required answered question. And you continue to do this until you're done. And when you're done, and the whole thing is finished, you will be able to export the data out in a way that allows you to analyze them in something else. So I am going to go ahead and come out of there. And so now this is a finished test, so I can do answer the questions. And I'm going to say, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it turned out, good thing I did that, I learned something. Text box, that was how many characters, not how many lines. It's the essay one where it's how many lines. So important thing to keep in mind. And I'm going to say no interest in these things, and then I'm going to submit my questionnaire. And once I've finished submitting the questionnaire, you can see your own response. I had the setting like that. But now, see there's some new tabs up here. Because I'm the editor, I can see these and I can view all the responses. So there's only one set of responses so far. It's that one. And it actually does do a little bit of analysis here, but you actually would probably want to download a CSV to do a little bit more advanced. So I'm not sure how detailed this will get, depending on the question type. It might be everything you need, but if not, downloading a CSV is the way you'd want to handle it. And that is the questionnaire tool in Moodle.